This is where we tell the truth and shame the devil. All right. Once again, we got another late night series, late night series, and we're on, people. We're definitely on. I appreciate you guys tuning on in. Come on in. I know it's past some of y'all bedtime, but that's okay. You don't get a chance to watch it now. You can see it later. You can see it later. Live, uncut, unedited. All right. I want to give a shout out to my YouTube audience. Thank you, YouTube, for tuning on in, YouTube. Thank you so much. My YouTube is growing. It's growing, it's growing, it's growing. Reginald Thomas, I love being black.
I love being black.
Shirley Lindsay. What's up, Shirley? Christella Marshbanks. Yes, it is. Hey, Martin. Joyce Cannon. Love your sister. I love being black.
I love being black.
Had a wonderful time last night. Big Drew 079. Hey, Kevin Thomas. You know that documentary I did the other day? That was that lady that you wanted to sing for you. She was in charge of that. But we'll talk. 10 Speed, what's up, brother? Brother Muhammad Roselle, what's going on? Wanda Webb, good evening. Good Wednesday night. It's a blessing. Peace and blessing, my brother. Peace and blessing. Peace and blessing. Chris Moore, what's going on, my brother? Jessica, what's up, Jessica? Jessica in the house. I tell you, nothing like it. We on live. Don't care who ain't listening. We're going to talk. We're going to talk. And we're going to tell the truth and what?
Tell the truth.
And what?
And shame the devil.
That's all I'm going to do. Sometimes I don't even have a program. I just tell the truth and shame the devil. Can't go wrong with that. Chris Moore, what's up? Peace and blessing to you, brother. Yvonne D. Woods. Hey. Arnetta Black Session. What's up, Arnetta? Arnetta been around a long time following me. Long time. Keena Nicole. What's up, Miss Keena Nicole? Joyce Cannon again. We love you. I love you guys too. Eddie Thompson. What's up, bro? All right. Yeah, I ain't seen you in a while. It's been a minute. Rhonda Thomas. Hello. Shame the devil. That's it. That's it. That is it. I tell you, we're going to get started. We ain't going to hold it too long. And I just want to thank you guys for sharing the video, for your support, for many of your comments. I mean, we have so many things that are going on. We can talk about a lot of things. I mean, it's just so many things going on, both here, national, and right here at home in the city of Chicago. I'll tell you, things are going on. We're having a hot streak here in the city of Chicago. Billy Kinslow, greetings, everyone, here tonight. All right. Louis Ramsey Martin, you spoke real last night. You kept it 100. That's the only way I know. Rachel Franklin, what's up, Miss Rachel? We're going to go in tonight. Probably going to go in again tonight. But it's a good thing. Reginald Bell. What's up, Reginald Bell? Oh, no, I miss you. All right. All right. Let's get going. All right, people, let's get going. We're just talking about some things some local things here in the city of Chicago. The weather. And it seems like the hotter we get, the more clothes come off. Franklin McLeod, what's going on? Black Diamond Priceless. What's up? What up? What up? I love being black.
I love being black.
This is where we
tell the truth
and what?
And shame the devil.
That's it. That's what we do. Jeremy Fields, what's up, Jeremy? LaDonna Horton. Hey, Martin, everyone. All right. I was on fire last night. I told the truth and shamed the devil. People, let's get started. We don't have to wait till a whole lot of people tune in. If they're not here, they're not here. They come in, they get it. Not so be it. All we can do is walk the horse to the well. It's up to the horse to drink from the well. And that's it. That is it. 10 Speedy said, I remember back in 95, a heat wave hit Chicago, and a bunch of seniors in this nursing home on the west side died because of no air conditioning. It was on the world news. Lord have mercy. Hope we don't repeat that. Andrea Pie Bland. Hey, Andrea. Lisa Wilson. What's up, Lisa? Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Just live, uncut, unedited. Make sure you guys share this video. It would be appreciative. Let me make sure I can share it. All right. I was going in last night, y'all. I tell you. All right. Let's get some first-time callers on the line. First-time callers, come on, call in. I need me some first-time callers. I appreciate you. Those that have shared this video, thank you so much. Appreciate you guys. Share the video. Share it, share it. Share the video. All right. All right. Share the video. All right. Let me turn it so we get no echo. All right. All right, people. Let's get it going on. All right. What I want to talk about today is I want to talk about crime. I want to talk about the police. I want to talk about a lot of things. And I want you to go. We can talk about the weather too. We can talk about the half-naked dressed women here in the city of Chicago. Okay. All right, Annette Sessions. Okay. No. Any word on the findings of Shaquita Booker? Do you know? No. Rochelle Holmes? No, not at all. All right. Sherry Ann Nickerson, what's going on? I see you. I didn't see you at the picnic, but I know you was there in spirit. Didn't see you there at the picnic. All right, people. I need some callers to call in. I need some first time call in number 872-299-0808 or 872-297-6389. All right, come on in. Come on in. Charge this battery up. Raven Harris, I see you. Big Drew 079, we're about the police in Kenosha. Pepper spray to 1 year. Oh my God, I didn't even hear about that. I did not hear about that. Lee Ethel Liggins. All right, didn't hear about that. Black people, we got to stand up. I'm telling you, we doing all this complaining and all we got to stand up and fight. You just can't let people treat you and do you any kind of way. They're going to keep doing it. Can't do it. Vince Miller, what's up, man? What's going on? We cannot keep allowing people to bully us. It ain't going to happen. I don't care how many guns and weapons they got. It's not going to happen. Put these glasses on, people, because it's light. Got a lot of light. I'm still here. All right. All right, people, let's talk. Let's talk. We can talk about a few little things. I did not know a 1-year-old got pepper sprayed in Kenosha, Wisconsin. That is terrible. A 1-year-old got pepper sprayed in Kenosha, Wisconsin. That's the first time I'm hearing about this. I got to look that up. The police in Kenosha, Wisconsin, pepper sprayed a 1-year-old. Lord have mercy. Raven Harris, my God. Regina Sykes. All right. That is terrible, people. All right. Do you anybody got any information on that? Kenosha, Wisconsin. Baby 1-year-old being sprayed. Anyone have any information on that? No information. That's terrible, people. We got to do better. We have to do better. I tell you. I don't know, people, where they find these people that to misuse and abuse. They pick the right ones, though. They pick them real well. All right. Let me take some calls. 872-297 6389, 872-297 6389, 872-299 0808. Very terrible. I didn't hear about that either, Lisa Campbell. I'm going to look that up too. They said Earling Irons. Hey, Earling. Yes, they had the wrong family. Who they wanted was in the bathroom in the restaurant. Oh, my God. People were on TikTok talking about it and want us to boycott. I have no problem not going in that place. Wow. Peggy Gay. Hey, Peggy. Wow. A one-year-old people got pepper spray. I'm going to look this up while we're on live right now, and I can look it up. 1-year-old got pepper sprayed in Kenosha, Wisconsin. 1-year-old. I'm still here, people. 1-year-old got pepper sprayed, man. All right, let's see what it says. Georgia woman accused of pepper spraying in 6 months. Anyway, we want Kenosha, Wisconsin. Kenosha police. Yeah, man. Police. Let's see. An article on it. All right. All right, this might be it right here. Activists call for discipline of a Kenosha police officers. Let's see. Right. After violent wrongful arrest at Applebee's. All right. The family of the man mistakenly arrested by police in Kenosha is speaking out. Oh, wow. The loved ones are calling for action as the officer involved still have not been disciplined. Oh, my God. That is terrible. The couple attorneys said that the Kenosha police officer involved in the arrest have still not been punished, nor charges against them dropped. It is why they came out Wednesday with some high-profile allies. Okay. It's been just over a month since an Applebee employee captured Jamila English being forcibly detained and violently beaten by Kenosha police while holding his 1-year-old baby, Tarquez, in his arm. I remember that. On Wednesday, for the first time, he, his child, and his partner, Shauna Boyd, came back to the restaurant accompanied by their attorney and Rainbow Push Bishop Tavis Grant. Over and over, we are profiled for driving while black, jogging while black, and now having dinner while black, Grant said. My goodness. This incident took place on July 20th, where several Kenosha and Pleasant Prairie police officers came into Applebee's in search of a black man, woman, and child who they believed had escaped the scene of a nearby hit and run. They were pointed in the direction of the only black family sitting in the restaurant at that time. The violent takedown of English took place moments later. To throw salt on the wound, they decided in the next step to start charging these parents with resisting arrest, obstruction of the police officers when the actual people were hiding in the bathroom, said Kevin O'Connor with the O'Connor law firm. It was the baby maternal grandmother who got the first call for help. Once the waitress called me and I heard my daughter screaming in the background, "Ma, help. Where's my baby? My baby. Ma, help. My baby." Takesha Boyce said, okay, the incident is another blemish for Kenosha, which lived through days of protests that began exactly 3 years ago, Wednesday, after a white police officer shot and paralyzed Jacob Blake. I remember that during a domestic disturbance. Kenosha police have launched an internal investigation into the matter, but declined to give any additional information Wednesday. It is not clear if the officers involved were still on patrol or have been placed on administrative duties. Wow, people. It's going on. This is terrible. What's going on, people? This is terrible. Didn't hear nothing about that. Tell you. All right, G. Rob O. Carter Jr., I see you. Wow. This is crazy, people. I remember about Jacob Blake. I went to that protest. Raymond, I see you, Raymond. Raven Harris, I see you. This is awful. Yeah. Wow. Tracy, Patty Hampton. Tracy Williams, how you doing? This is real, people. And you heard it for yourself. Pepper sprayed a 1-year-old. You got the wrong family. I tell you, people, we are stereotyped all around the world. The white society have demonized the black man, Jesse Howard, Niecy Sheffield. We're talking about the police officer pepper spraying a 1-year-old in Kenosha, Wisconsin, I believe in a restaurant called Applebee's. Lisa Campbell said, Kenosha is very racist. My daughter went to college, University of Wisconsin in Kenosha. She always had issues with white and harassed by PD when off campus. Sad. Wow. Wow. We hear it, people. Anton Taylor, I see you. I see you. All right. Somebody said I live 15 minutes away from Kenosha. Well, let me know, Arnett, if they're going to be boycotting. I'd like to know. I might take a ride up there. Latanya Gamblin. All right. Anybody want to call in and talk about this? Summertime. We already know white society is violent. What will our men do to counteract their violence? That is a great question. Great question. It says certain parts, all of it racist to me. All right, I'm taking phone calls. Call in number 872-299-0808 or 872-297-6389. All right, I put the screen up there, people, for us to see. Maybe we need to play this a little bit. Okay, let's see if we can play this. Let's see.
My name is Kevin O'Connor, O''Connor, the O'Connor Law Firm out of Chicago. We're here today because of an incident that happened on July 20th right here at this Applebee's, where a black family wanted to just peacefully have dinner. Mom, dad, and their baby, who sat down like any other day just to simply have dinner when they're out with their family. However, being black and being out here and having dinner is not safe enough for them because of what happened next. Apparently there was a hit-and-run accident that happened out here, and instead of police officers, like they should, asking questions, taking a breath, doing something, and I'll explain why in a minute, rushed into Applebee's, asked, apparently or allegedly, asked, hey, is there any black family in here with a baby or whatever? And somebody points like this, run over and start harassing, start grabbing, and worst of all, to baby Takaris, start pepper spraying and tackling the dad who's holding him and banging his head against the shelf. How this could ever happen. One of the responses of the Kenosha Police Department and the officers involved, allegedly, is that I accidentally pepper sprayed. We all know from what happened in Minnesota when somebody accidentally grabs a gun instead of a taser. This was no accident. If this officer reached down and unlocked a pepper spray, that was an accident. Took it out into his hand by accident, put his finger on the trigger by accident, and then sprayed in a confined space by accident. All of which violate every policy and procedure of the police department around the country. You are never to use pepper spray in a confined space at all, because one, you can infect everybody around, and two, around children or innocent victims, should never happen, ever. What happened next is even worse, because you have numerous officers, I couldn't even count, looking, 6 at least that I could count, standing around with nobody else in the restaurant, no threat they're going to leave, start to get aggressive without asking questions. What is the first thing that officers are taught? To de-escalate a situation, come on in, find out what's going on. This is an investigation that they're doing regarding an accident. This isn't a murder. This is about a hit-and-run accident that's going on outside. What should you ask? Can I have your identification? Were you involved in an accident? How long have you been here? Ask the people at Applebee's. How long have they been here? They would have found out that they had been there for a long time, well before this accident ever happened. All you had to do was ask a few questions that would take, what, 10 seconds, 30 seconds to avoid any of this happening. But no, Kenosha and Pleasant Prairie as their sidekick have a history that they act first and ask questions later, especially if you're the wrong color. And this has been a pattern that they've done. They come out, they get aggressive, they beat, and then they ask questions later. Simply being black and having to go to dinner is not a crime. And then on top of it, to throw salt on the wounds, they decide in the next step to start charging these parents with resisting arrest and obstruction of the police officers when the actual people were hiding in the bathroom. Hiding in the bathroom. If they would have waited the 10 seconds, because all the dad wanted to do was go change the baby who was crying, and one police officer says, that's fine, go ahead and change him, and the other police officer is grabbing him around the neck because he thinks he's leaving. All they had to do was wait the 10 seconds and follow him into the bathroom, and they would have uncovered the people that committed the crime. None of this had to happen. Applebee's, who also takes a part in this, why are you singling out people? Why aren't you saying, hold the phone, these people have been in here, let's talk to their server? They couldn't have done this. Why would they rush to judgment and start pointing when they just say, hey, where's a black family that was involved in it? Oh, there's a black family, because they were the only ones in the restaurant. So they got singled out because of the color of their skin. And then what happens? Applebee's, from the corporate level, says, you know what? People who were really concerned from Applebee's, some of the managers, were filming what was going on because they knew of the travesty that was happening. They end up getting fired. The people that are trying to expose the problem, the manager ends up getting fired. This is pouring, again, Applebee's, salt on the wound. Applebee's likes salt on their food. They like to put salt on the wounds. Why is this going on? It is unfair up here in Kenosha. It is unfair to the people who live here that they portray a message that says everybody's welcome when everybody is not welcome. And this is a tragedy that has now just been escalated and is compounding. When I'm here today to really talk about Takaris, this baby, who is an innocent victim, who could have been shot. If this officer's saying that it was an accident to pull out the pepper spray, maybe it was an accident to pull out a gun. Maybe it was an accident to do something else that could have been, this tragedy could have been much worse. But it's bad enough when a baby ends up in the hospital in this situation where nothing like this ever need to occur. This is a complete violation. It is a system breakdown. It shows the lack of training by Kenosha, Pleasant Prairie. How did these other officers sit by and stand and watch this happen when it was completely unnecessary when they're in the restroom? We are going to take steps. Rainbow Push has stepped up to come in on this particular case to bring national attention to this problem, and you're going to hear from Bishop Grant. You're going to hear from Grandma, who's really concerned about her family and really concerned about her grandchild related to all this. But the real point is we need to expose the problems that are going on up here, and we need to get them to take action. Why hasn't this officer been let go from the force? The last officer that accidentally pulled out a weapon and shot somebody saying it was an accident was fired and is prosecuted. This officer, as far as I know, has not even been disciplined for anything related to this. We are calling to action for Kenosha, Pleasant Prairie, and Applebee's, and we'll take our next steps if that isn't happening. Bishop Grant.
I'm Bishop Tavis Grant, Tavis Grant, the Acting National Executive Director of the Rainbow Push Coalition. I want to thank this family for enlisting and inviting us to fight on their behalf. What happened at this Applebee's is unconscionable for any family, particularly a black family. Over and over again, we are profiled driving while black, jogging while black, now having dinner while black. This coming weekend, we will culminate almost 6 decades of fighting for equal protection under the law at the March on Washington in Washington, D.C. Reverend Jackson and I watched the video from what happened on that horrific evening, and it is gut-wrenching. It is immoral, and we believe it's illegal, and the necessary parties should be held accountable. This mother and father and child came to this establishment for one reason, that is to have dinner, as families do every night across this country. To have this one-year-old child endure this trauma and horrific, aggressive, excessive use of force. This family did nothing wrong that night. They were in the right place at the right time for the right reason. And yet the wrong thing happened to them and to this one-year-old child. Imagine, if you will, Shania watching her child inhale the fumes that were dispersed by this police officer, this supposedly trained police officer, using pepper spray in an enclosed environment. We know very well what has happened in Kenosha. We know what happened to Crystal Kaiser. We know what happened to Jacob Blake. We saw the trial of Kyle Rittenhouse. And we cannot but wonder who is investigating this matter and what degree of transparency is being applied. Applebee's simply giving a marginal apology, dismissing a staff member, which is questionable, meeting with staff and teams members is not enough. They need to sit down with this family. They need to look at them eye to eye. We saw this in Disneyland 3 years ago with some young African-American children at an amusement park. What do you have to do? And how do you have to do it to get equal protection under the law, and equally so receive the necessary equity and inclusion as it relates to response from corporate America? And so we put out, Reverend Jackson has put out an appeal to meet with the heads of Applebee's on behalf of Jamel and Shania and this family, and on behalf of this community, because we're questioning whether or not this is a place for the neighborhood in any Applebee's across the country. It has always been our mode of operandi. Our methodology is conversation, negotiation. But then there's demonstration. And the longer Applebee's turns a blind eye and deaf ear to the cries and calls of this family to sit down with them, the stronger it will come from the community. That maybe we need to not only boycott here in Kenosha, but we may have to boycott all over the country because we are tired of having families endure this. Imagine, if you will, the respiratory challenges this child may have, the cognitive challenges this child may have, and the father and mother, the anxiety, the fear, the apprehension that if this is not handled the right way, it can happen again. It must stop now, it must stop here, and very simply, we have had enough. And so we have made demands on both the city of Kenosha. This officer should be on administrative leave and or terminated. And the necessary individuals, 6 or more officers, all of them should be held accountable. The commanding officer should be held accountable. The process and procedure must be looked at that no family, regardless of their color, would endure this type of malfeasance and mistreatment from law enforcement and any other agency anywhere. We want justice, and we want justice now. We are asking those of you that have had these experiences to continue to reach out to our offices and our various platforms, because this doesn't stop in Kenosha. We will not stop. We will not rest until we get justice for this family.
Hello, hi. I'm Tekesha, Tekesisha, Boyd, Boyd, Shania's mother, the grandmother of the baby, and it's hurtful to get a call and I hear my daughter screaming in the back, help, and help her baby. Where's her baby? And my grandson, he was born premature. He's developed more, but it could be other problems. We never know later on down the line. It's wrong that they was biracial. They was racial profile as being black for something they didn't do. It's hard. I don't wish this on no one or no one's other family, black, white, any other color. It's not right and what happened to them. We just ask for justice for all of them. And also, if they committed a crime, they have to do time. So a crime was committed and it wasn't them. It was the crime against the police. It was the police against them. And we would like for something to be done in the processing of what happened to them. Because if it happened to the police, it would be something done. So what's going to be done and it happened to them?
Now we have other leaders who are here. Tanya McClain of Leaders of Kenosha and Clyde McLemore of the Lake County Black Lives Matter. Pastors and stakeholders and community leaders have joined Rainbow Push, and Rainbow Push has joined them. This is a collective and a collaborative, a coalition of, if you will, of leaders and faith leaders and activists who've been working a very long time together to ensure that families like this get the kind of grassroots support that they need, grassroots assistance that they need, and the resources that are related to it. We want to make sure that this child receives the necessary health care, this family receives the necessary mental health care services. There was a recent study that revealed that 1.6 million black people have lost their lives because of racism in America in the past 22 years. It's incidents like this that creates angst and anger and resentment and long-term pain, that families need the necessary wraparound mental health services and resources to help them cope with living while black. That's what happened here at this Applebee's. Living while black. And no one, regardless of their color, no one, regardless of their skin tone, should have endured what this family has endured. Someone must answer, someone must be held accountable, and we want justice for this family.
We held a press conference a couple of weeks ago demanding transparency from Kenosha Police Department, demanding that body cam footage is released immediately. We want full transparency. Today is the 3rd anniversary when Jacob Blake was shot viciously 7 times in the back by Officer Rustin Shesky. So clearly, not much has changed in the last 3 years. It's just unfortunate that we're here before you again with another young African-American family whose child witnessed their parents harmed, as Jacob's children witnessed him shot in the back 7 times. This has to stop. So we're working together to finally bring some resolve. We're asking for our elected officials from the governor on down, the Attorney General called. We need you to speak out. We need you to say something. You know what's happening in Kenosha, and your silence is complicit, and we're not standing for that. So we're going to do all that we can with all the resources that we have locally and nationally to bring justice to this family and to bring justice to this community, because the question needs to be asked: are you safe in this community as a black or brown person? And right now, I don't feel safe, and it doesn't appear that we're safe here.
We've been asking for quite some time for, as Clyde McLemore gets ready to come, we've been asking for quite some time, as this is the anniversary of Jacob Blake's shooting, for this police department, the sheriff's department, and this county to be investigated for pattern and practice. We know the pattern and practice. It is almost as if there is a triangle between Kenosha, Racine, and Wauwatosa. A triangle where if you are black and brown and you encounter law enforcement, the results could be horrific and life-ending. And once again, we'll be appealing to the Department of Justice. It's important that the Attorney General now, for a 1-year-old child, to hear the call of this community asking for an independent investigation into these matters. This child is 1 year old on the anniversary of Jacob Blake. And imagine the stories will be told the rest of his life. Imagine the trauma that he'll go through in his family for the rest of his life, knowing that this incident occurred to him. Those of us who have had these things happen to us, being pulled over, being harassed, those of us who have had this happen to us, called the N-word, or received some form of discrimination as such, we live with these bruises and scars for the rest of our lives. We must now make Kenosha the place where change takes place and people can be made whole. Clyde McLemore.
I'm Clyde McLemore, C-L-Y-D-E-M-C, capital L-E-M-O-R-E. I'm a regional director for Black Lives Matter. I'm stationed out of Waukegan. Live in Zion, where this family is from. Not only are we calling for justice for this family, we also calling for the state's attorney here in Kenosha to drop all charges against the father. He was not the person to have that accident. He shouldn't have been charged with anything. And we asking that the city and the state of the city of Kenosha drop all charges against the father of this baby. Immediately.
And the mother.
And the mother. Oh, the mother got you. And the mother.
And the mother.
We want charges against both of them dropped. Thank you.
There is no question that this involved a racial issue. But I'm going to appeal to everybody else, okay? Because if your child was in your arms and your child got pepper sprayed, I don't care if you're black, white, brown, how would you feel if you knew your child's head was banged against the cabinet unnecessarily, your child got pepper sprayed, your child who's barely over 1 year old, and you don't know the future consequences because police officers overreacted to a situation? This doesn't have to be a black and brown issue. This is a people issue. It is a black and brown issue here, but it doesn't need to be, because this is people are people and should be treated with respect. And the problem we have in Kenosha, which is a lot of the problems we're seeing around the country, is the lack of respect. When this happened to this poor family, I was on trial up in Minnesota against police officers who killed a man, where the jury came back and decided that they were liable for their actions in this particular case. Meanwhile, I'm hearing from this family at the same time what's going on back down here, not only a couple hours away. This is a terrible, terrible tragedy, and I've warned people in other counties, in Waukegan, I've warned them in other states. When you see patterns of officers like this, they're going to kill somebody. The accident that happened with pepper spray, the next accident will be a gun. I'm warning Kenosha. I'm warning this group. Not that it hasn't happened in the past, but it's going to happen again in the future if they don't take action now.
Questions?
Kevin, have you seen police reports and/or body camera video of this incident besides the cell phone video we've seen circulating?
They haven't turned them over, but we can tell from the actual cell phone video. You can see on their chest only the green is where they're actually filming. And as far as I could see, I only saw one body cam that looked like it was lit up. Several others were red, indicating that they weren't on. But no, the city has not. I've just gotten involved. The city is saying it's under investigation. I have a long history here. They will tell you it's under investigation, and they won't turn anything over for 6 months because they want to sweep it all under the rug.
Are Takaris or Shania able to say a few words?
Oh, because of the pending case that they have against them, I'm advising them not to do that, even though they want to say.
They're, feeling about this whole thing.
They feel terrible. The anxiety that they're feeling just from being here at the Applebee's, you can see it on their face. It brings them back. I had to literally lure them from the car. The feelings that they had, they were literally shaking. And I just don't want to make their injuries worse or their trauma worse related to trying to put them.
We've had to surround them with communities. We've had to surround them.
We're fighting the noise from the road.
We've had to surround them with community support and resources. Leaders of Kenosha have been effective in making that available. We know they need wraparound mental health services. The trauma for a mother and her 1-year-old child, just the visuals of it, to hear the baby crying and gasping, the officers using excessive, aggressive physical force while the father has the child in his arms, has been horrific for them to even repeat, let alone have it replayed over and over again. This is the kind of trauma that a gift certificate is not sufficient. An email apology is not sufficient. These families deserve more, and we're going to fight for them to get more.
Has Applebee's, the county of Kenosha, or the city of Kenosha reached out to anybody?
It has been deafening and disrespectful that this family has not heard from the mayor. It's never heard from the political leadership.
The county executive?
Has not heard officially from the heads of Applebee's. It is absolutely unconscionable. How could this happen, regardless of what side you're on? There's a 1-year-old child that was pepper sprayed in your establishment, and you've not reached out to this family. The executive of this county, this city, has not reached out to this family to say, oh my gosh, is there a need? Is there something we can do? Is there some service we can provide? I know you live in another state, in another city, but it happened here. What can we do as a community? And thanks to the good-hearted, well-intended people of Kenosha who have reached out and want to make sure that they provide what they can for this family while they need it, because that's the right thing to do at the right time.
Are you calling for a boycott of the restaurant?
I am saying that if Applebee's does not hurry up, and they are on the clock, and respond to the call of this family at the behest of Reverend Jesse Jackson, this is what we've done in times past. Our methodology is conversation and discussion. that is not facilitated, we have no choice. This is what this weekend is all about. Thousands of Americans will converge on the Washington Mall on Saturday and act out what Dr. King led at that time. A place where his children, these are his words, his children. Well, he was speaking of Shania and Jamel's children as well. And it's up to Applebee's to do what they think is in their best interest. We know that when we do sit down and we do deliberate and have meaningful conversations, healing can begin. This family is asking for that, and that's not unreasonable.
All right, people, you already know what it is. Live, uncut, unedited. We definitely,
you know, Cheryl and Rob, even at this late hour, even by the lake, it feels like an oven out here. Despite the heat, though, people are out tonight enjoying the city.
All right. Y'all heard it for yourself, these lights. Y'all heard it for yourself. These lights out of my eyes. Y'all heard it for yourself. And that's it, people. I didn't know. Now, I did see that when the cops was trying to take the baby out of his hand, but I had no knowledge of that the baby was sprayed with pepper spray. Didn't have that knowledge. All right, people. There's some sick stuff here. Yeah. Sick stuff. Sound like boycott time, huh? Boycott. Wow. I've been up to Kenosha, Wisconsin. A lot of you guys know that I've been up to Kenosha, Wisconsin. That follow me. That's a violation. I got a caller calling in. All right, people. All right, caller, when you come in, let me know. 3699. I know you listen to the prompts. Oh, wow. Lynn Miller. All right. Go ahead, caller.
Ooh, yes, I had to really watch it. But I remember when this happened a few weeks, about 2 weeks ago. And it's just really, it's not even shocking. I just need for Black folks to stop being shocked at this kind of thing. This is what happens to us. Now, that man was in there with his family eating, and they marched in there and didn't, he didn't even fit the description. Just went in there and saw him holding the baby and just attacked the man. The people they were looking for was in the bathroom. But you're criminal when you have that chemical in your skin. All they know is they saw Black people, and they were the ones. You did it. You're Black.
Wow. What I did know, I didn't know the baby got pepper sprayed. I didn't know that.
Saw the baby. Didn't even ask any questions. Didn't search the restaurant. Didn't lock the doors and make everybody stay there. Just went in there and saw the first set of Black people and did that. It happens a lot. If you're on TikTok, you can see it. It happens a lot to Black people.
Wow.
The little 12-year-old boy that was taking his garbage out. His outfit did not match the description of a grown man. The grown man had on a white T-shirt, they said. The little boy did not fit the description, height, weight-wise, complexion, or nothing. He was just Black, taking the garbage out. He had on a powder blue T-shirt. The description of the suspect that they were looking for had on a white T-shirt. The little boy walking to take the garbage out. They snatched the little boy up and put him in cuffs. That was about a week and a half ago.
What is
Police
happening?
always do that.
What did happen? What this happened?
I'm gonna have to look it up.
Okay.
It just happened about a week and a half ago. His father had to come running out. One of the neighbors was recording it. And the best they could do is, I'm sorry. No, you've traumatized this little boy. You need to pay now. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Mm-mm-mm.
Mm-hmm. Little boy was shook and crying and stuff. Thought he was gonna die. The father thought they was gonna kill him. 12 years old, taking the garbage out.
And black people, they can't get a bill executive order to be protected.
Mm-mm. Everybody gets one except for us.
Mm-mm-mm.
Well, if you just comply, stop resisting, maybe we won't kill you.
Mm-mm-mm. Well, that's something, people. Y'all heard it for yourself. Any more callers? If not, we're going to end it right there. That's enough said. Mm-mm-mm. Black people.
It happens a lot.
Yeah. Can't do a white boy like that, a white baby like that. You know what happened. It'd be over for him.
So many stories where little black girl getting shot in the head at her grandmother's house some years back, 7 years old. It wasn't even, they was raiding the house. It was the wrong house. Sent off flash alarms. I think that was in Milwaukee. Another situation of a home being raided. It's a lot of them. I'm going to send them to you, Mark.
Okay.
Recent, not a long time ago.
Okay.
This past month, weeks.
And people, that's what this is what we have social media for. You don't have to wait on the crime chaser to post this stuff. Send it to me. Post it on your page. Send it to your friends and stuff like that. We have to get the word out. Let's use this tool that we have in front of us to get the message, the information out. We need it, people. We definitely need the information.
Oh, let me tell you this. Let me tell you this before you go. Another case just happened about 2 weeks ago. And a black family, the father, stepfather was a 13-year veteran with the police department. They went in his house, killed him, shot his wife in the mouth. She's in ICU fighting for her life right now, and locked her son up because he was protecting his home. It was a no-knock warrant. Come to find out, that wasn't even right. So this lady don't even know her husband is dead, and he was a cop. They shot and killed him. He's dead. This just happened about 2 weeks ago.
Wow.
They shot half of her tongue off. She might not never be able to talk again. Had to shave all her hair off and stuff. Messed up. Black. A police officer's house. They don't care. They knew that was a police officer's house.
Of course.
Yeah, they knew. And they knew he was black.
All right. Okay, people, we're going to leave it right there. That was enough for me information. We need to shut them down, though. I tell you. Shut them down. For real.
Yep.
All right. Well, thank you, caller.
Yep. All right.
Okay. Thank you so much, people.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone. You already know what it is. Live, uncut, unedited. All right, people. Good night. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being with me at midnight. Appreciate it. Appreciate it, people. I know I came on late 2 days in a row, but it is what it is. All right. Thank you. Those that couldn't watch it, make sure you can go back, watch it in the morning when you're up getting ready for work or on your lunchtime. It's about an hour long. Yeah, it's about an hour, 54 minutes. Yeah. All right, guys. I got to get out of here. Thank you so much. Live, uncut, unedited. Peace out, everyone. All right.